got a problem, Lottie's got the answer. She won't sugarcoat 'em, 'cause it's Lottie, and Lottie don't lie. Cause it's Lottie, and Lottie don't lie. I actually don't know how we're going to start the Lottie episodes. I'm not going to lie. Lottie don't lie.
Lottie don't lie.
I mean, do I still say Skirts Up Squad?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, definitely. Welcome up, Skirts Up Squad. Today we've got Lottie with us. Or not. We always have Lottie with us. She's me, she's you, she's all of us. We're definitely Skirts Up. It's not another. Lottie is still Skirts Up.
Lottie is Skirts Up. That is true. All right. So, welcome to Lottie Don't Lie. This is Samantha.
And this is Melissa.
And we're obviously with Skirts Up.
Your favorite podcast.
Well, we'll get that down. We'll practice that somewhere.
I like it, Sam.
We're figuring it out on the spot.
Our real truth. Yeah, I love it.
Oh my God. So something happened yesterday.
What happened?
It's really funny because we got two new cars at the same time. My car, the Telluride, has several cuts in the body and bings and dents and all sorts of things.
That's your family car.
It is our family car. We use it to haul the trailer, the boat. Like we use it for a lot. But every dent, scratch, whatever you want to call it, is from Simon driving and using my car. I have yet to put a scratch or a dent on any of our cars.
Oh, no.
And so we were kind of laughing about that like on Sunday. I can't remember what brought it up, but we were like kind of laughing about like, hey, you know, I think we were like talking about who's the safest driver.
Oh, and he tried to say he was, I bet.
And he was like, no, like I'm the best at driving. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, who's the one who's damaged a car, and particularly one car, my car.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me. And then the next day, so yesterday.
You're like not salty.
I'm not salty. I've been very nice about it. So then Monday morning, he leaves for work in my car. And
does he take your car to work often?
He's working on a flip house right now.
Oh, okay.
So because he's hauling the trailer and materials for the flip, so he has been using my car this week. So he took my car, and I get a call like probably like within 30 minutes of him leaving, and he said, I hit a deer.
With your car?
With my car.
The front of it?
Oh, yeah. So I was like, okay.
I feel like I'd feel better if you could be like, no, the deer ran into the side of the car.
Which happens.
It does happen. But he really did hit it.
He hit it.
That's not good.
And so I'm like, oh my God, are you okay?
You asked it first?
I did. Of course I did. Are you okay? Did the airbags deploy? Like, you know, are you thinking okay? Like, what's going on? Do I need to come get you? And he's like, no. The car's still moving. I'm pulling into it was in the neighborhood of the flip house.
Oh.
And so he like drove to the flip house. He goes, when I got out to look at he's like, the deer flew like at least 30 feet. He said that he hit the deer going like 45 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh.
And
he doesn't wear his.
No, he doesn't. No.
I wasn't sure. I tried to stop myself, Simon, halfway through that sentence. Okay, he doesn't.
No, I'm whispering.
No,
he doesn't wear a seatbelt.
She's like, yell it from the rooftops. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the deer went 30 feet.
Exactly. So
that's why I'm like.
Yeah. So my first question was, did it go through I've been into a deer accident before where like the car in front of me hit a deer and then we hit that car.
Yeah.
And this was when I was in high school pregnant with Logan. And that deer went through the windshield in front of us.
Oh, that's
and I remember I was mega pregnant. The seatbelt had cut me. I ended up in the hospital. But the lady who hit the deer went through her windshield. And when I went out to go check on her, like she's bleeding from her eyeballs because the deer had literally hit her face, glass from the windshield like had gone into her face. It was a whole ordeal. It was traumatizing. And so, of course, he hit the deer and I'm like, oh my God, did it go through my windshield? Like, are you okay? Did glass get you? Did the deer hit you? Like, what?
My heart is beating right now, like, really hard.
Right, but like, what are we talking about? And so he goes, well, I got out of the car. The front end was dented, but within 10 seconds of staring at the car, it undented. Oh. And I'm able to drive and we're fine. And he goes, I'm fine. And I was like
that, he popped the dent out?
No, he was just looking at it and like the dent like popped out.
Okay.
And so he gets to the house and he goes, but there is like a fluid. What's the pink fluid? And I was like, well.
That's usually driver's fluid, isn't it? Steering fluid?
Coolant is what my expectation is.
I thought it was green.
To which I tell him green is what is that? Power steering, I think.
I got them both exactly confused then.
And I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've had to deal with mechanics of a car. But he goes, there's like pink stuff leaking. I go, well, I think that is coolant, and I would really, really, I'm glad you're okay. I would appreciate if you don't drive my car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's get it towed. And Andrew, my ex that we're close with, he runs a mechanic shop. And I was like, I'd really appreciate if you don't drive my car, and I would appreciate if I can come get you and we can get it towed to the shop like now.
Right.
And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm not going to pay for a tow. Like, the car is drivable.
But
it's fine.
Leaking fluid. That's okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Simon.
And it's not like I haven't had a shitty car before that's leaked fluids and I've gotten stranded in. So, obviously I don't know what I'm talking about. And so he's like telling me like, oh, we'll take it to get looked at tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I need my car. Something's wrong with it. I'm sorry, I'm putting my foot down. It's going to get looked at today. And so he's like, well, fine. I'm going to drive it over to Andrews. And I'm like, that's like an hour drive and my car's leaking stuff. I would appreciate if you tow it. And he goes, I'm not towing it. I'm like, okay. So then I get a call.
You pick your battles.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
he agreed to
whatever.
Take it to Andrew.
Yep. And so then I get a call like 10 minutes later. I'm stuck on the highway. Why are you stuck on the highway?
I'm not supposed to laugh at that. I'm supposed to feel empathy.
No, please laugh. He goes, the car overheated. I'm like, oh, the car overheated. That's weird.
How could that happen? I definitely didn't tell you that stuff was.
I definitely didn't tell you that this would happen. Okay. And so.
Oh, that kind of karma does hit good.
I know. And so that's when.
It's only because it's really, of course, come on, everybody. We love to say I told you so. But you probably didn't say it, did you?
That's when I actually got really mad. And I'm like, because he's mad and he goes, I don't know why this is happening. And I'm like, okay, I actually don't have patience to hear your frustration right now, because I'm pretty sure I asked multiple times for you to have it towed from the house to where you wouldn't be stranded to where now there's extra steps that could have been avoided.
Yeah.
So now I'm actually pissed and I really don't want to hear your frustration at the moment.
Sure. I mean, that's totally fair.
Maybe that was rude, but
it's frustration. You're allowed to have feelings.
Yeah,
and you guys, he had called you already at a point where you could have had the situation handled, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
Anyways,
he was safe on the highway too.
He's safe on the highway. I'm going to go get him. The car's been towed to Andrew, and I don't know exactly what all is wrong with it yet. I'm waiting to hear from him, but he said the damage is more significant than what it looked like.
It always is, right?
Yeah. And I was like, well, how is that? I mean, literally, when you look at the front of my car, it's not crushed in. You honestly would not know that he ran into anything. And he goes, well, you got to think cars nowadays are made out of plastic and aluminum. And he was like, so the plastic of your car got pushed in going 45 miles per hour to a dead stop, like at least 120-pound object. And he was like, so when the plastic of the hood crushed in, it hit the aluminum of this thing, and then the aluminum of that thing crushed in and hit the plastic of this thing, and that pushed into this thing. He goes, it's all plastic and aluminum crushing into each other. So he was like, everything in that line that got hit.
Aren't they made to crumple these days too anyway?
Yeah, because I'm used to Beasterson. Like, that was my first car, and I damn sure hit many things in Beasterson, and you could not tell. Nothing ever destructed that car, but it was a 92 made out of metal and steel. Things just bounced off of it, and you're fucked.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So my fail is that I did not get
your success.
My success, thank you, is that I did not get angry or upset that my car got damaged, and I cared about my husband more than that.
I'm proud of you.
And that I had a brain and, said, let's tow it.
She did get frustrated, but she handled it in a very healthy way.
It was healthy, I think.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
That's hard. So we kind of wanted to share successes today because I had shared a fail at the live showing about going to pottery and how the very first class in the 8-week course, she gave us all like 2 pounds of clay, and we were supposed to leave with 2 small bowls that night.
You guys remember that?
Well,
I don't.
Funny.
It depends. I laughed so hard.
You are so. Yes, you did laugh hard. You were so funny. You were like, how? I said, it's hard, Sam. It's really hard. But it was so funny because everybody left that night with a bowl. And I'm not going to say that the bowls were gorgeous. They looked like little kid things.
Okay, asshole.
They got a bowl and I didn't get anything. So that was a huge fail. I was so embarrassed. And the funny thing is, Jacob and I went in there. We were like, oh yeah, we're quilters, we're artists. We're gonna rock at this.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. And we both, okay, anyway. So the reason we wanted to come back today and share is because there's a success. Like, I've been taking the class. I just had my actually it was a 6-week class. My apologies. We just had our last class last night. I have more things. They're still going to get fired and that to show. But one of the successes is that I have finished a bowl and I decorated it. And I was given such good compliments on it that people keep thinking it's an actual stencil when it was my art.
Yeah, it looks like a legit mandala that you would get like tattooed on your body. It's pretty cool. And
Thank
she
you.
spun the bowl. And I mean, there's like no imperfections in it.
Thank you.
I would have thought that was already like cured.
Yeah.
Into you.
Yeah. So we did have a class like that where she gave us some stuff that was pre-made. But no, I did that from like a regular piece of clay and water. So I am proud of it. And my guess, our point today is that you can take your fails, and the whole reason for sharing and having fails is to remember that we're trying new things and we're going to get better if we practice and if we can learn from our fails, basically. Anyway, yeah, I botched that ending.
Yeah. No, you could have stayed with that fail that you shared and like not making any bowls and been like, fuck this class, it's not for me. And then
there was a moment. There was a moment. And I would say that it was like, I don't think this is for me. But you're right. She has open studio, and that's included in. I'm going to actually give a shout out to Swanee Clayworks, if you don't mind, because that's where she is. It's a very small studio. And in the price of the class, you get open studio time during the week. And so we tried to go as much as we could. And if I didn't take advantage of that, I don't think I would have gotten much better.
Yeah.
So anyway, practice makes perfect. Stick with it. Don't just give up because it's hard.
Yeah. I love that. So today, instead of fails, it's what we've learned.
Yeah.
Patience, perseverance.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. You took everything and put it into two. Yes, patience and perseverance. That's right.
All right. So we're going to get into. Let me paint the picture of our trip to the Windsor Boutique Hotel in Asheville, North Carolina. It's dark, it's storming, we're lost, no clue where we're going, but all of a sudden, the beautiful building is right in front of us. Stop that. We're greeted by a gentleman. He comes outside with us, gets all of our bags, brings them in all the way upstairs. It was fantastic.
Each suite has its own unique vibe. They were able to strike a perfect balance between luxury, but still keeping it cozy and homey. But what I loved most about the Windsor Boutique Hotel, as a small business owner myself, I loved that they locally source everything in the room. Chocolates, coffee, soaps, all from local businesses in Asheville.
And don't forget to say hi to Penny.
The dog?
Yes, the dog.
So the next time that you're in Asheville, definitely book your stay at the Windsor Boutique Hotel.
Mention Skirts Up, and they will take care of you like they did us, just like family. Skirts Up. Lottie. And actually, if you were at our live event, you would have heard what this submission was already. Submission? Is that the word?
You would have heard submission. It does sound weird. But somebody submitted two questions.
Yes. And so at the live event, we ended up going through the one that we're talking about today about a husband that has told everyone at his job that his wife is his sister, and she found out. If you weren't at the event, you also missed a very big and important charity event that we are putting together.
Huge.
Yeah, in December. So this event, we have decided to support the Five Hive, which is a nonprofit organization that works to give equitable resources to all families within the foster care system. And so that's biological parents, that's foster parents, that's the youth itself as well. They want to make sure that everyone has all of the resources to succeed, because I think you guys might be as surprised as I am that foster parents sometimes aren't given contacts to other foster parents. So when something happens, they don't have anyone to bounce off like, oh, this is what I'm going through. The bio parents, same thing, and the youth sometimes go without knowing anyone else. That
crazy to feel like you're alone in the world, right?
Yes.
And that's something that we kind of try to work against anyway here with our podcast.
Yeah. So I thought, how relatable, right?
Right, totally. Yeah.
So then she also shared with us that what they love the most about working within the foster system is that they strive to reunite as many families as possible.
Yeah.
So she explained that to me.
Yeah, because what was your question to her?
Oh, well, I was like, oh, yeah, my question. It was,
Weren't you like, don't get me wrong, but why?
Yeah, I was like, why? Like, why are you so passionate about reuniting people on drugs and addicted to alcohol with their children? And she explains that it's actually not what you think. It's more than just the parents. Yes, there are parents who are separated from their children, from alcohol use and drug use. And yeah, that is a part of it. But she said what you don't realize and what most people don't realize, so I'm really happy that you said that, is that a lot of children are taken from their parents and their families due to the simple fact that their parents can't afford utilities. So maybe they weren't able to have running water and defects found out.
Yeah.
So they'll remove the children from the home until the parents are able to figure it out. Well, just because the kids are taken from the home, nothing changes.
They magically can pay the water bill.
Yeah, magically. Yeah. So once the kids are even reunited, they're often taken again because how are they magically able to pay it when they weren't before? There's no resources or help for that.
Yeah.
Another example that she gave, and she's actually going to be on with us next week, and she's going to share this, but there's a mom who got charged for truancy because her car broke down and she couldn't take her children to the school.
Mm-hmm.
And that
it's just like you're being punished when life's already shitting on you.
Right.
And your kids are bearing the brunt of it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I also for years kind of just thought, foster, like the people who foster kids, they're heroes, and get those kids out of those situations. Yeah. But it's a lot more than that. I remember,
keep them,
right?
You don't deserve them.
Right. We don't want them to go back.
Right.
Like I feel like because I know I thought that, and I remember I'd say probably about 10 or 15 years ago, and Melissa Walker was at school, going through school, and maybe she was in her residency or what's it called? Whatever. She was probably practicing already. Clinicals. Thank you. I just remember her talking to me and saying, so I know we kind of always have this preconceived idea that the foster system is saving these kids from their parents. But the truth is the trauma of being separated from your family is so huge that it almost is more traumatic and overpowering than some of the things they would go through with their parents that are unhealthy. Yeah. And she's like, yes, of course there's situations where the children need to just be taken. But she said in an ideal world, the best thing we can do would be to help the parents so that those kids and them can be reunited. And so when Sam told me about the Five Hive, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I thought this is a charity that's really trying to make a difference.
Right. And I had gotten the goosebumps because that was eye-opening to me. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming for you it was more of like a validation.
There's someone finally doing something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bringing awareness.
Mm-hmm. So she's going to be with us on our next episode to kind of walk through what the Five Hive is, and we may or may not have someone who has benefited from their program.
Yeah, we might or might not.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
Have a special guest.
Anyway, so we have this charity event. Let's get to the fun stuff. So we are putting together this big, fun Christmas event, but it's
Sam.
unique.
Okay, so I have to just say, she lit up, you guys, and this is her passion now. I think you're going to start a nonprofit out of this.
I am. I think I am.
But anyway.
This event is called the Sugar Plum Fairy Dancing for Charity. Now, before you go, that sounds ridiculous. Okay, we will share with you. When you look up the Sugar Plum Fairy, she embodies being the
it's almost like a protector of kids. Like she brings them in their dreams and their hope,
happiness, like
sugar plums. Come on, candy.
It's the childhood dream.
And
it's basically what it. Yes,
that she can kind of help preserve.
And so, when you really look up what the Sugar Plum Fairy and what that embodies, it's perfect.
So that's our theme for the event.
It is our theme. So I want to be an adult that gets to maybe dress up like the Sugar Plum Fairy, and I want to endouse myself into the land of candy. And
what if you want to be a sexy Sugar Plum Fairy?
Bring it.
I mean, what if you just want to be like a cute Sugar Plum Fairy?
Bring it.
Okay.
Be unique.
Because it's about...
Do you want that wild sprinkled lipsticks? Where it looks like you have candy sprinkled? Yes! But if you
sugared
just want...
lips.
Yes. But if you just want matte shimmer,
Okay,
do that.
do it.
What is the sugar plum to you? Let's have fun with it. This is Christmas and everyone has to do like the mundane, oh, this is a formal Christmas event or tacky sweaters or red and green. This is fun. Let's dress up. Let's act like kids while we're supporting kids.
Right. So basically, I think we got kind of excited about our theme, and that's good because it means we have a cute one. But yeah, this is an event for charity. We're raising money for the Five Hive. And we're gonna have raffles that night, some giveaways. We're basically all coming together and bringing our little sugar plum fairy selves out.
Oh, and we forgot to say what the proceeds of this event is actually doing.
That's why I was like, let's talk about the Five Hive for a sec. But we just did. But yes, tell more. Where's the proceeds going?
Yeah, so the proceeds of this event is going to the Five Hive, and what we're doing with them is we are going to provide Christmas to at least 25 of the families within their program that are either in the process, have been, just been reunited with their kids, or are on the verge of being separated. Because think about it, these are the parents that if they have to decide between paying a utility bill or giving their kids the Christmas experience that all their friends are going to have, they're obviously going to pay their utilities and keep the bills on to try and keep their children
stay home.
So these children are the ones that get forgotten unintentionally, and let's let them fit in. Let's help them fit in with their friends and their classmates, and we're going to give them Christmas.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I know we're a little bouncy and we got all around like this thing, but we're ecstatic to be able to be partnering with the Five Hive for this.
When is it?
We know that you guys can help. December 14th.
Yes. In Winder, Georgia, at Edged Events. This is a ticketed event, so you do need to purchase the ticket. All the information's online.
Yes.
It's linked.
Yes.
It's going to be 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be an event for us to have fun, but it really, ultimately, is going to be an event to bring Christmas's little sugar plum fairies to these kids.
With a unique experience.
Yeah, we're all going to remember it forever.
Oh, yeah.
Coming together like that.
This is different.
Yeah, it is different. So I think the differentest part is we're going to have aren't we having some kind of a dance-off or something?
Oh, you're so funny.
Oh, I am?
You're so cute. You just want me to bang my face again with a fucking worm.
No. I literally wasn't saying that. That's hilarious. That's what you thought I was saying. I was like, why am I funny? It is because she did have if you've listened to our previous episode, you already know. But no, for real. I thought we were supposed to...
If you can't go, though, there is also an option to sponsor a whole family.
Yeah.
So you can check that out as well.
Mm-hmm. Is that an actual, its own link on our website as a ticket, too, in a way?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I would say that's what we have for them today.
We're getting into Lottie?
We're going to get into Lottie.
All right.
Hit it. This one definitely needs to be paraphrased because it's long. But maybe there's a certain couple lines you could say. So her question is... Maybe definitely read the last line or something like that.
First? Or
No. Paraphrase it, but do throw in so she asks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Melissa, you ready for this one?
Yeah, hit me.
Lottie loved this one.
Oh, she did?
She loved it.
Okay. All right.
This is a young married couple, man and woman. The woman overheard a conversation and basically learned that her husband had been telling everyone at work that she is his sister, not his wife.
Oh, wait. Okay. Does she give more information?
Yeah, there's more.
This is insane.
There's more. So she actually has a bunch of girlfriends, and she had told them, hey, surely I misunderstood this, right? And her friends were like, no, girl, go look through his phone.
Okay.
So she looks through his phone.
Lottie's holding her judgment.
Yeah. Lottie, control yourself. So she goes and she looks through his phone and she finds some things, but nothing too incriminating. There was some flirtation with female coworkers that bothered her a little bit, but again, it wasn't incriminating. So then she goes and tells her friends hey, there was nothing to it, and they told her to go do it again. Because liars and cheaters are good at lying and cheating. And so then they told her to specifically go into his messages and search for sister.
And
old messages came up where he had sent photos of them on a vacation where he says, hey, check out the sister and I in Jamaica.
What a jerk.
Yeah, and then he continued to post a bunch of shirtless photos of him, of course. And, the girls are like, oh. And then there was a more recent email that he had gotten from a friend, a guy friend, saying, hey, I was just curious, is your sister single? And he says, no, she's married.
No, he didn't.
He did. And so then she's real pissed at this point because she's like, this motherfucker gets to be single and I have to be married?
I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
She does take a screenshot of those messages. She confronts him later and asks him about, and he, of course, plays that dumb, I have no idea what you're talking about. She shows him the screenshots and he says, you're going to have to explain what I'm looking at because, again, I have no idea what you're talking about. So then she got real pissed. She packed up bags, left. I think she's staying at her sister's. And her question is, now what? Is she the crazy one or is he crazy?
Oh,
now
boy.
What?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Lottie has opinions.
All right. Let's take this in for a second. Okay, so I'm
like, where to start? Where to start?
I feel like as a friend, and I too would say to either A, look at his phone, or 2, just straight up ask him.
Yeah, agreed.
Do you think it was jumping the gun to just straight look through the phone, or do you think she should have had a conversation?
Yeah, so definitely doesn't condone like invading another person's privacy, but she already knows that he's calling her his sister. That is not normal.
She didn't know. She just overheard and thought surely she heard wrong.
She knew. You don't go into, like, okay, if you have a healthy relationship, you don't need to go into another person's phone. The fact that she even brought it up to her friends and the fact that she felt comfortable, and even after they said, hey, maybe you should just go into the phone, and she probably had some reservations with that, but she did it because she knew.
Deep down.
She knew.
True self. Yeah.
Yeah. He is a little extra.
Oh, what I have zero tolerance for in a relationship, and Simon will stand to that, zero tolerance for, is lying.
Thank you.
Like, you shouldn't have to bring proof that you know what you're talking about for them to be
admit.
Honest.
Past.
Yeah, a mistake.
Yeah.
And I have zero tolerance for that. So the fact that he decides to play dumb, I too would walk
of it all. Exactly. It's over. Like, if it's one thing if she could be like, hey, I found these old messages. And then if he, even at that point, I feel like he could have redeemed himself still. Maybe.
Yeah.
Through therapy. I don't know. No. If he's going to tell her, I don't know what you're talking about. No. Next.
Thank you. Next. I will say, though, I think that he does deserve another conversation because when I think about it.
Okay.
So let's just say that let's just take relationship out of it. Let's say that you're in your shop and you saw someone steal something and they're like, no, I didn't steal anything. But then like 2 days later, they come back and they're like, I did. I'm so sorry.
Talking about
but
that
here it is.
That
initial shock.
Like defense mechanism of
wasn't me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's like, a thing. Fair.
I think it is worth taking a few days to calm down and then having the conversation. But if he lies again,
not okay.
Hell nah.
Yeah. I'm also just not loving how long this little scenario went on, and he's sharing pictures of himself shirtless.
It's a guy thing.
Sister, wife in the background.
Yeah. So I think Lottie's general consensus is that he needs to, or not needs, but that another conversation should be had.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would like to know the outcome of this next conversation.
Yeah, I'm kind of dying to know that.
So if you think about it, please give us an update on what happens if and when you decide to have another conversation with him and what happens next. But you are not crazy. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He was caught off guard.
Fair. If you're in a relationship, it's worth working for.
It is.
To an extent.
I don't know.
No, it is.
And we didn't see how long they've been together. I don't see that in the email. But if It just happens. Like, we're going to hurt each other, I think, at some point throughout marriage. And
It's how do we handle.
Yep. It's how do we take it? And it's always worth talking through it. But if it's constantly talking to a door.
Yep. Damn, Lottie, you are so smart.
She is so good.
She's really good. All right. There you have it from the mouth of Lottie. If you have something that you're thinking, wait a minute, am I seeing this clearly? Because sometimes you need that third person to bounce something off of.
Yes. And Lottie strives to see the point of view from all sides.
She does. She does.
She'll be aggressive first, but then she'll reel it back in.
She sometimes realizes she has to step down. So write us in, write Lottie, and
let's see if you get aired.
If you liked what you heard today, hit that like button. Or the subscribe button, or whatever button it is that you have.
Just hit it. To continue this conversation with us, join the Skirts Up Show on, what is it again?
Well, we have Facebook, we have YouTube.
And Pinterest.
And no, we do not have a Pinterest, but we have Instagram.
You knew what I meant.
Rate and review. Rate and review.